Today I'm celebrating, and I'm celebrating because it's exactly 3 years to the day that I started my YouTube journey. And I've got a lot to share about the process I've been through right from 2021 to where we are now, 3 years later, looking at my YouTube channel. I started off on a simple 10-week challenge with my friend Matt Ragland, who had brought together about 20 of us on a little subscription program where over the course of 10 weeks we made a commitment to have a go at YouTube and to start with one video every single week for those 10 weeks. I didn't manage that. It took me 12 weeks to get my 10th video uploaded, and if you want to look at those early videos, just click on the video listings here and go for oldest first, and you can watch and listen to and enjoy, hopefully, those 10 videos, which began with a video about this idea of writing life, the writing life, the making your words count in a way that you are happy and proud of, and bringing together your manuscripts, bringing together your short stories or your poetry into a format that you could feel happy with and enjoy, getting those words all lined up, literally or metaphorically, getting your words lined up and putting them into a place that you were proud of. It's been a hell of a journey. 3 years in, what do I think has happened? What do I think I have achieved? Well, if somebody had told me it would take 3 years to get this far with 200 videos, I don't know how I'd feel. I think I'd be overawed or worried about the prospect of having that consistency of output. There have been, if you can think that I've got 209 videos. I looked online this morning, and I'm ignoring the shorts because they are part of what is included in your YouTube video count, but we're actually just talking about the long form video, something that is longer than 60 seconds. My videos might vary from 30 minutes or 35 minutes for a book review to perhaps down to 7 or 8 minutes for a more standard video. But 3 years in, I have learned so much about building my YouTube channel. The first thing was to start with written ideas, to have formats, whether in a large form journal or notebook where I capture my ideas that give me basic notes about what I want to record about. But I think you should start your YouTube channel with whatever it is that motivates you, that is a driver for you. So your passions, your hobbies, the things you are fascinated by and motivated to explore and to look further into. And so for me, it was books, and then books and stationery, and then books and stationery and what I was reading. I've also talked about some of the books I've been buying. Hopefully in a few days' time, I'm going to do a kind of unboxing video. I went to Mexico 6 weeks ago for a month before coming back to the UK to start a short-term contract, which I'm working on at the moment, and it's been a very busy week, and that's why it's taken me a while to get around to recording this video. But when I woke up this morning and I realized it was the 3-year anniversary, I was hugely motivated to sit in front of one of my favorite paintings. This one's by Adambarsby. It's called Full of Love, and I'll take a B-roll shot of the picture that I have hanging on one of the rooms in the house, and I'll share that with you because it's an appropriate thing. At the time that I bought this painting, which I think cost me, at the time I think it cost me £400, and at the time I couldn't afford it. I didn't have a job, and I had to choose between finding my rent money for a new property I was about to move into, or to stay longer in the property and buy this painting and then save up again over another 2 months. But I bought the painting, and it's been something that has been with me in all of my accommodation ever since I bought this in 2007, and I'm glad I bought it. It's kind of something that's traveled with me and has allowed me to get a sense of survival and overcoming by focusing on what's special. And I think I hadn't intended this to be part of the YouTube video this morning, but I think when I chose to join a little group with no perception of what it would be or what it might become 3 years ago, and I made new friends there who I'm still in contact with on a regular basis. Other producers like Tish and Tor, hello to you. Thank you for being part of the team that we all started out. Maybe our approach was simply less competitive and more about expressing who we are as thoughtful, creative, sensitive people. If I had known then what I know now, would I have done it? Yes, I think I would, because the idea of learning something new, of developing extra skills, additional abilities, that's always appealed. So the idea that I could start something from scratch and make something of it, that had enormous appeal at the time that I was looking at Matt's little workshop or 10-week course. And I can't imagine now, I cannot imagine life without a YouTube channel. Every now and again there are those moments where you think, oh, I can't create anything, or I'm too busy, or to be honest, they are very much woe is me, oh dear, I wish my life were better moments, the kind of suck your thumb moment. I mixed those two words up and it sounded very inappropriate earlier. But having that process, being in that place where you take something as simple as an idea that gets jotted down on the bus or on the train or sitting on a flight between countries, and jotting down ideas, playing with numbers, looking at what you might create video content for, and getting it into your little notebook or your journal or your moleskin or your leuchtturm, to use technical phrases. It doesn't matter what you use, but capturing an idea, grabbing a pen from your shirt pocket and jotting down the ideas, that's how you get the idea from here through the ink onto paper, and then the next thing you know, you're sitting down with your microphone and you're recording a video. Some of my favorite videos over the last 3 years are videos that have done absolutely nothing. They might still be at 70 or 80 or a couple of hundred views. And I don't think any less of those than I do of videos that have 3,000 or 21,000 views. One even has 25,000 views. And it took the same amount of time and effort to produce the one that has had 25,000 views and hundreds of likes that it took me to produce one that I enjoyed just as much, but still took the same amount of effort and energy and frustration and self-doubt that has 200 views. So the algorithm will serve up videos to you and I in our own way of being YouTube subscribers, or looking to YouTube almost as our search engine rather than Google, the big daddy of YouTube. But I look at YouTube for inspiration and ideas for my writing. I will also look at other content creators here on YouTube, and I love, one of the things that has been amazing over these last 3 years is those friendships that have developed and endured and become deeper over the course of 36 months of occasionally adding content. And I value those enormously. I can pick up an email thread and carry on chatting with somebody in a different part of the world, because we know as creators we have something in common. We may not have politics, religion, geography, economics, sociology, demographics in common, but we are all YouTubers. And I think that's one of the uniting factors that is part of the massive appeal of YouTube to me. It's that ability to connect with you as my audience, but for me to be audience for other creators. And I love that. The most common piece of advice when you're a newbie, like I still consider I am, but when I was very much a newbie more than 2.5 years ago, is you go to various guru type channels or information channels. They're not claiming to be gurus. It's just a ridiculous label that we sometimes allocate to people who teach and share information. We go to these channels because we want to learn, we're keen, we're excited, we are so ready to literally replicate what other people are saying. And one of the big pieces of advice is niche. In America, I believe you say niche, which is very strange for two reasons. One, for these Anglo ears, it seems a very unusual pronunciation. But also, when I was a little kid, my mother used to call me Nitch, because Nicholas is spelled Nicholas, rather than the more Latin or mainland Europe Nicolas. So I was always, as a kid, Nitch to my brothers and sisters and everybody at home. So, jokes apart, the idea was that we would niche down into a topic that was of interest. So if I was writing, and I am writing, books on personal finance, household budgeting, the adoption of a simple approach to life that causes you less stress, greater happiness, more contentment in my book, Simple Self-Help, or books like 10-Minute Budget and Climbing Out of Debt around money management, or the new books that are in the pipeline and I'm desperately waiting to see published, just a function of artwork and formatting on some of them. But the idea is that we niche down, we say, this is what I love to do, but I'm going to take this aspect of it and turn that into my YouTube channel. Another area where I feel that I've had enormous benefit on this YouTube journey is in learning some technical skills. They're not technical by the standards of people who can write programs or color design work, or even people who can do really good thumbnails, because I can't do any of those three things. But I started to learn how to use the software on my Apple Mac on this device here. I started to learn how to use iMovie, and I did the vast majority of my videos on iMovie. I still haven't learned how to edit a video on my phone. I'm using a Samsung S8 that I'm speaking to this morning, because I don't have any other equipment other than a little £10 microphone. But iMovie was enough of a challenge for me. I still haven't learnt how to edit inside the thing called YouTube Studio, which, as far as I can understand it, you can cut and embed. You can cut the video that you record, and then you can embed other things within it. But I haven't worked out how to use that, even though I probably gave it maybe as many as 10 hours when I was trying to understand the process 3 years ago. But about 6 months ago, I switched to CapCut. I only switched because my MacBook was full of data, and at the time I wasn't sure how to clean old data from my MacBook. So I took my laptop to an authorized dealer in Mexico City, and they showed me how to transfer files to a portable hard drive. Again, I'd never done any of these things before. When I worked in corporate jobs, I was talking a long time ago after university. For about 10 years I worked in corporate jobs, but there were always technical people, IT specialists, to help you. And so I think one of the things that I suffered from having a career in the corporate world for 10 years or so was not learning how to do some of these things myself. So this is the device that I have done most of my YouTube editing on, using that iMovie software. But then about 6 months ago I switched to something called CapCut. I watched some YouTube videos, some explanatory information videos, and I thought to myself, that looks far more intuitive than the work I've been doing editing the videos that I record and then shortening them and putting text into them. So I use CapCut now, and I'm really happy with that, and that's been a great learning opportunity. What else would I consider benefits to have as part of my 3-year YouTube journey? I've talked about the friendships and the community and the sense of belonging to a group of creators, but also being part of the community for the creators who I learn from and whom I am interested in listening to and watching when they produce new content. In terms of the technical stuff, I've talked about the software. One of the other obvious benefits has been the personal development overall. If I'm learning some technical skills, if I'm pushing myself into different areas of activity and developing confidence in talking to camera, then that has been an enormous benefit. I think that has truly been perhaps one of the greatest gifts of being a YouTuber, so to speak, in parenthesis, one of the greatest benefits of being a YouTuber has been the confidence it has given me. There have been situations where I have put it on my CV. There have been times when I've not put it on my CV, but in the example of the contract that I won recently, where I'm working at the moment in a mentoring role, helping people with the use of AI as part of their young person learning process. I genuinely think that that role came to me because of all the time I've spent developing my own skills as a YouTuber and working with AI as an author, which has been a recent process this year, since Easter of this year, where I have been learning how to use AI because of video content I saw on YouTube. And I would recommend that you look at his channel. It's called The Nerdy Novelist. He has some really phenomenally helpful videos. Often they're an hour or an hour and a half in length, but they will take you from being a beginner with different types of AI and introduce you to the different models or versions or types of software that are the most appropriate to what you're seeking to do as a writer. So the confidence it's given me by mastering new skills has been beyond price, beyond measure. In truth, the contract that I've got right now is directly related to how I feel about myself because of what I've learned as a YouTuber. I've talked about the friendships, I've talked about the community, the software skills, and the confidence that you get from developing your own and building your own YouTube channel. Obviously, one of the things that a lot of people see first time around YouTube is the money. The idea that you will do video after video after video, they will grow, and they will grow ever further in terms of views, and you will reap financial rewards. I had recorded 152 videos before I got monetized. So for 2.5 years, I was creating content, and I was doing it for the love of it. I was doing it because I was curious. I was intrigued to see what would happen. Would it be this video that would pop, or a different video on the same topic, or a completely different topic, albeit related to books or stationery or personal productivity? My 150-second video was all about the use of notebooks and pens and favourite items of stationery. That has 25,000 views now, and it helped me get monetized several months ago. So that video is responsible for me having a monetized YouTube channel, and I'm hoping that this year I'll get, over the remaining months of the year, another 3 or 4 months, I'm hoping I'll make maybe 1,000, maybe a bit more in terms of a dollar figure, and that will just get reinvested into my dividend portfolio so that it has a longer term value. I'm not looking to spend it on anything frivolous. If I spend on a new watch or a new pen, that comes out of my general income, and it's nothing to do with my YouTube income. My YouTube income, as it comes in, same for my Skillshare income or my book income from Amazon or my income from the audiobook I have on the Audible platform as part of the larger Amazon group. All of those just go into feeding the pot, and that pot, a percentage of it, gets set aside and reinvested in different things. If you're looking to create a YouTube channel, do it because you're excited. Do it because you see topics that, although they're being addressed by plenty of other commentators within the realm of YouTube, you think that your voice, your perspective, your life experience brings something to the table that you haven't quite seen expressed in a way that you would share that same information. I'm 61 years old. I started my YouTube journey as a 58-year-old, and I think I'm better for the experience because of my age. And I think if I tried to start a YouTube channel 10 years ago, it would have been very different, and I would have been far more worried about how I was going to cover something, whether I should even attempt to talk about certain aspects of life. But I think that according to the seasons of your life, you have value to bring to other YouTube viewers, to me and to lots of other people, with the content that you can produce. And I would say go for it. I would say start with capturing your ideas. Start to think, what is it that you absolutely love chatting with your friends about? What are the topics that give you commonality with other people? Not just your friends, but people in forums or chat rooms where you discuss stuff that really gets your motivation, really grabs your attention, because you have things to say. YouTube is a great platform. It's a place where you can learn, you can develop new contacts, build friendships, add to your technical skills. You can get financially rewarded, but more than anything else, you can grow your own self-worth, build your perspective on what you have to offer to the world, and you can grab your microphone and your recording device and you can capture things which are important to you, because to some of us as your audience, we will find them hugely helpful and highly valuable.